Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first ever squishy update. Since my tutorial video, which I posted just a little while ago, a lot of you have been asking to see all the new squishies that I've made, so I'll be doing these updates regularly now. If you haven't already seen my tutorial, I'm not using memory foam like most people use. I'm actually using a homemade foam, which you just have to get a mix for, and then you can mix it up at home and put it in a mold, and you can get the same shape over and over again very quickly. But yeah, I have a lot to show you today, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start by showing the ones that I did in my tutorial, but I'm going to go through these quickly because I know some of you have already seen them. I have this chocolate cupcake, this donut. This one isn't that squishy. They all turn out a little bit differently, so that's okay. This pink cake slice. This one's really soft. This summer themed cupcake. And lastly, this rainbow slice of cake. And now on to the new ones that I've made. I have this pink frosted chocolate donut. And it's really soft. And it has little drips on the side. Then I have this cake slice, and actually this is a pretty old one. I did this even before I did my tutorial video, so it's not the best, but I still kind of like it just because it was like one of the first ones that I made. Also, I was originally using a different brand of foam mix than the stuff that I'm using now, and you can see that the texture isn't as good. It's like more rough, and it's definitely not as soft and squishy as the stuff that I'm using now, but I still have a bunch of squishies made out of that old foam that I'm still going to decorate, so I'll just let you know when I was using the old foam and not the new stuff, just in case you want to know. Then I have this Swiss cake roll. The bottom is kind of rough because I didn't get that much practice with this mold because I got it more recently, and so it overflowed and I had to cut it in half, but it doesn't really bother me, honestly. It just kind of looks like cakey on the bottom, but it's kind of a weird design, to be honest. It's like chocolate with white chocolate drizzle and then like a ton of sprinkles. This is just puffy paint sprinkles, but it feels really cool, and then it's got the filling. Then I have this rainbow donut, and the cake part is rainbow, which I did this with soft pastels, which is much harder in my opinion than using puffy paint, and you do have to put some sort of glaze over top if you use those because otherwise the powder will just rub right off. And the top part is just rainbow drizzle and sprinkles, and I got the little drips on the side. Next I have this cupcake, which is supposed to be like cotton candy themed, because I always think of cotton candy when I see like light pink and blue. So, and it has cotton candy written on the bottom. Next I have a watermelon slice, which this was obviously made with the cake mold, but I just turned it into a watermelon instead. And this was actually made with the old foam. So it's not as rough as most of them actually. The shape is pretty good, but it's really firm. It's like not very squishy at all, especially the top is like really firm. But I still like it because it's watermelon. Then I have this donut, and it's got chocolate on the bottom, and this one's kind of weird. It's like got like air in it or something, but it takes a really long time to come back up. And I think it's really fun to squish, honestly. But yeah, it's got white frosting and then chocolate sprinkles, and I painted a little cherry on top. So yeah, that's that. There we go. Next I have this Reese's cupcake, and this is supposed to be a Reese's cup on top, and I just made this by only really slightly filling up the cupcake mold, so it's just the bottom of a cupcake, and I obviously wrote Reese's on here. I know it's technically pronounced Reese's, but I always said Reese's growing up, so I can't really shake the habit at this point. This one is like really squishy. It's really nice. I have this other Swiss cake roll, I guess it's called, and this strawberry is squishy too. Sometimes when you're making the squishies, every once in a while they'll turn out with little defects or like big air bubbles that you can't really fix, and so every once in a while you'll get a dud. I'll just save those and I'll cut them up and use the pieces for something else. So this was part of a cupcake that got messed up, so yeah, I just cut it into the shape of a strawberry and painted it, and now it's on top of this little cake roll. So it's like a strawberry cake roll now. It's got little filling in there, and oh, this is also the old foam. You can see it's a little bit rough. I still really like this one because it has a cute design and it's still fun to squish. Then I have this, what are they called? Macaroon, and I don't have a mold for this, but like I said, sometimes you do have to think of clever ways to salvage the squishies that kind of get a little bit messed up, and so this was originally 2 cupcakes and the bottoms were misshapen, so I cut the bottoms off and just used the tops, and I just stacked the 2 tops on top of each other, and it looks like a little macaroon now. So I'm really happy with this. This is really cute, and this was also using the old foam, and it's just got chocolate drizzle and powdered sugar on top, which I don't think macaroons usually have anything on top, but it looked a little plain, so I just wanted to add something. Then I have this flower cupcake, and I do have a mold for this rose. I've made a bunch of them, but this is the only one I've used so far. And I just stuck it on top of this cupcake and made a little flower themed cupcake. I painted like little roses along the cupcake and gave it some white frosting, and I really like this one. It's like really cute and girly and very squishy. Then I have this cake slice, which is like the Neapolitan flavors, which I really like the way the colors look together, so yeah, and then it's just got dark chocolate frosting, and this one is very squishy, as you can see. Then I have this chocolate cupcake with rainbow frosting and little rainbow specks in the cake, and this is actually glow in the dark, the rainbow part. I just used glow in the dark fabric paint for this, and the only thing with the glow in the dark paint is that you can kind of see through it, so this is like, I had to do 2 pretty thick layers of paint just to make it so that it's like not see-through, but other than that, it's really cool. And this is my smallest squishy, and this was actually one of the cake roll molds that I didn't fill up all the way, so it ended up being like really small and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just cut it into pieces and I made this little, it's supposed to be the Turkish Delight from, if you've ever seen the movie Narnia, he eats the Turkish Delight. It looks like this. It's like red with powdered sugar on it, and never seen it in real life, but I always thought it looked really good, so I just made it. And it has a bite mark and filling, but I don't think it had filling in the movie. I just wanted to add that. With the rest of that failed cake roll, I made 2 other ones. This one has filling and a bite mark too, and then this rainbow one, which doesn't have a bite mark, but it does have the filling. Yeah, so that's all of them. Next, I have this other macaroon, and I like this one better than the pink one actually, but I made it the same way, just using the tops of cupcakes, and this one is like mint green with a little bit of powdered sugar, and then it's dipped in chocolate, and it's got the white filling, of course. This one is a little bit firm. It's not like super soft, but I still really like it. Then I have this chocolate chip cupcake or muffin, and it's got a little whipped cream on top and a little cherry, which again, I just used part of a failed squishy. I think this was a donut. I just took a chunk out of a donut and made it into a little cherry. Next I have another cake roll, and this one is vanilla with powdered sugar and chocolate drizzle and chocolate filling. And again, the bottom is a little bit rough because the same thing happened. It overflowed and I had to cut it in half, so yeah, I need to get better at that, but still, it really doesn't bother me, honestly. I really like this one a lot, even though it's like a simple design. I think it's really pretty. Then I have this cake donut with powdered sugar on top and dipped in chocolate. And this was actually the third paint job for this donut. I painted it something originally and then I didn't like it, so I just like tore a little rip in the puffy paint and peeled it off. Then I repainted it. I didn't like that either, so I tore a little rip and peeled it off, and I like this version finally, so this is how it will stay. And it's really, really soft. And finally, this cake slice, which is one of my favorites. It's got 3 layers, orange, lemon, and lime, and little chunks of fruit in it. And then just some cream icing, and it's got 2 toppings, a little mini orange and a lime slice, and these are also squishy, made from the same donut that I made the cherry from. So yeah, you can turn a failed donut into something much better. So this one is very squishy. Takes a while to get back to its original shape there. Yeah. Very, very, very squishy, as you can see. But yeah, this is one of my favorites for sure. So yeah, those are all of the squishies that I have done so far. I'll be doing future updates very soon with more squishies, so be looking out for that. Probably will do more of these same shapes, but also lots of different ones in the future, so let me know if you liked any of these, which one you liked, just because I'm curious and I want to know. Also, a lot of people on my last video asked if I was going to sell any of these. I'm not sure yet. At this point, I'm kind of attached to them, but probably at some point I will sell a few. I just don't know where to sell them or how much to charge for them, so I'll have to figure all that out first before I get into that. But yes, it is a possibility that I will be selling some of them, so yeah. If you're interested, let me know, and let me know which one you would be interested in buying if you did want to buy some. So, okay, thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye!